Okay, I'm going to record and then I'm just going to share my screen. And if somebody could just let me know whether you can see this slide clear as a bell. Let me just move that out of the way. 1 second, let me just stop that. Okay, can everybody see these slides okay? Somebody could just unmute themselves.
Yes, Duncan.
Okay, I'd like to welcome everybody. My name's Duncan Wood. Welcome to the Impact 101 Sunday presentation. Just to give you a brief background about myself, I used to be a builder. That led me into many years ago into network marketing. I got involved initially in telecoms, and that led me to online marketing, which I've been doing for quite a few years. Now, like everybody, I've had good and bad times. A lot of the companies, unfortunately, I chose to go with, they were fantastic companies, but they're not around today. And many of those companies were badly either managed, badly ran the payment systems. A lot of them ran off with my money. Like many people, I've been burned by many businesses. I actually went through, I've had a fantastic living from in online marketing, but I actually went through a very bad year last year, 2018. It was one of the first years I actually went back into debt. As anybody knows, anybody that's experienced it, you can only live with debt for so long, and eventually the money will run out, especially if there's more money going out than coming in. So I needed something, didn't know what. A very good friend of mine, John Van Dersen, sent me a video. It was actually with another company very similar to this, same system. I did watch the first video but didn't do anything about it, and he messaged me a week later, and that will give you one hint about keeping contact with anybody that said no to you, because 7 days later, John messaged me, and in his message he just stated that he had received 56,000 in his bank. And that caught my attention. I called him, I was skeptical, like a lot of people, but I asked a lot of questions. I made a decision that night. I joined that company, started off with $250, and all I can tell you is it totally changed my financial situation, my cash flow problem around overnight. That led me to this company. I actually ended up by accident sending a donation to a guy called Frank Servedio. Didn't know at the time that Frank was about to copy that company and set up Impact 101, but that's what happened. And I honestly think that sometimes things happen in life for a reason, and I was just meant to have been in that place at the right time. So Impact 101 is quite a new company. It's literally only about 11 weeks old, set up on the 17th of January, and I'm here tonight to tell you all about it, where it's going, where it's up to, and what's in it for you. So let's just talk about crowdfunding. A lot of people misunderstand crowdfunding. It is a process that's been around for thousands of years. It's a group of people basically working together, helping each other. And because of the internet, now crowdfunding is coming of age. A lot of people don't realize, but it is, or peer-to-peer crowdfunding is totally legal. There are certain types of crowdfunding that are regulated. In the UK, we have an organization called the FCA, the Financial Conduct Authority, and certain types of crowdfunding, as I said, loan-based, investment-based, prepayment or reward-based, they are regulated. But donation or peer-to-peer, person-to-person crowdfunding is totally legal in every country, every jurisdiction throughout the world. Do your own research, but believe you me, do not believe somebody that tells you it is illegal. Now, one of the reasons why crowdfunding is also really coming to the forefront now is because of the banking crisis. We all remember the banking crash in 2006, 2008. If you think that's the last crash, think again. We are likely to have an even bigger crash next time. The banks have created this problem. They're failing people. Businesses and investors have lost trust. Trust has diminished. And it came about because of mortgage securitization. That was one of the reasons. So the banks have created a big problem. They're not lending like they used to. There is a problem with the financial system, and there has to be a better way. Banks actually don't lend you money. They manage securities. They just create a signature and credit and create money out of thin air. And that in itself is causing people all over the world problems, because the money you're earning, the money in your pocket, is actually becoming devalued. It's becoming less and less each year. So imagine if there was no debt. Imagine if you didn't need to borrow money. And that's really how crowdfunding has come of age. You'll see some names here. You've probably heard of a lot of them. I didn't realize that a lot of these companies, I thought they were loan companies, were actually crowdfunding platforms. And as an example, GoFundMe currently is the #1 crowdfunding platform in the world. And Impact101 wanted us to put this slide up because they intend to be the #1 choice for any individual around the world to generate revenue for whatever reason they want. So crowdfunding is a huge market and it's growing fast. Fundly website, you can go and have a look yourself, stated in 2017, $34 billion was donated through various platforms in this industry. And that's projected to grow to 300 billion by 2025. So ask yourself this question: how much of this market would you like? What slice would you want? So how fast is it growing? Well, it's growing currently at 136% year on year, and it has been for the last 3 or 4 years. So this is not going to slow down. This is actually going to get bigger and bigger. Now, a lot of the larger companies on the internet, PayPal, one of the largest payment providers worldwide, has now opened their platform up to allow anybody to use their platform to crowdfund. Just ask yourself this question: a company this size would not go into another industry without doing a lot of research, and they would want to know what the next trend is going to be. So believe you me, these companies know what they're doing, and they're doing it for one reason: to make money. I'll explain the difference between this company, Impact101, and these companies in a minute. But social media is also fueling this industry, and companies like Facebook now allow any individual to use their platform to generate revenue for whatever it is you want. Anybody can crowdfund. You can see here a broke father, a UK father who needed money for his kids for Christmas, generated $2,000 in just literally a few hours for his family. So you don't have to be a big company. You don't have to be a charity. You do need to be 18 and over, and you do need a phone and a computer. As I said, it operates in every country throughout the world. The only thing you do need is internet access. So who's behind this company? Well, it's this gentleman. As I said to you, the previous company I was with, I was sending a donation to Frank. I was actually sending it in Bitcoin. He had something on his site which caught my attention. It was actually a system to track Bitcoin. I asked him a question. I said, Frank, where did you get this from? It's fantastic. Everybody would want it. And he messaged me back and said, did you like it? And I said, it was amazing. So he said, let's speak. Well, we ended up speaking that night. He ended up the next day spending an hour of his time with me just to help me. And he didn't have to. And that gave me a really good impression of this guy. I could tell that he was a successful businessman, but I didn't know a lot about him. But I got to know a lot more about 2 months later when I heard that Frank had decided to take this system and take the concept of crowdfunding, which is one of the biggest growing industries in the world, and take advantage of it. And that's what he did. On the 17th of January, he launched Impact101. As you can see from this slide, Frank has 45 years in business, 20 years in marketing and sales. He formed Castle Rock Research, Castle Rock Research BC Study Guides, which specialized in marketing QR codes and mobile landing pages. And in 2011, he formed the existing company, which is Impact101 is just an arm of this existing company, QRGL Marketing Incorporated, with his partner, Hans Looman. So this company has been running for 25 years. And in 2019, they started as another arm attached to QRGL Marketing Incorporated, Impact101. So this is the guy who's the technical expert behind this all. He is one of the world's leading experts in IT technology, Hans Looman. He has 30 years experience in developing custom solutions for leading high-tech companies. He's on the board of directors of Link Global Technologies Incorporated, a Canadian blockchain company. And as I said, he and Frank started QRGL Marketing Incorporated and then launched Impact101 on the 17th of January. So he has a whole team of people behind him. Now imagine if you'd got involved in this company right at the beginning. Some of these companies now are all in every country in the world. If you probably asked any person in the world, they would know these names. Imagine how wealthy you'd be if you got started in any of these companies right at the beginning. Timing is everything in every business. Imagine if you got involved in Facebook, Microsoft, Amazon, how wealthy would you be? So the time couldn't be better for Impact 101. Two things here. One, well, there's actually three. One is the banking system is failing people, and because of that, people need another method of generating revenue for whatever reason you want. It might be for, you want to start a new business. It might be that you want to get out of debt. It really doesn't matter. The fact that the banking system is failing people, crowdfunding gives people that option now. Because of the internet and globalizations and social media, crowdfunding is booming. And the fact that now that we have a technology-based company that launched on January the 17th and has got everything in place and everything works, this site and this company is set up to explode worldwide to take a massive slice of that market. So how does it all work? Well, it's a single platform of crowdfunding and marketing system that allows you to receive half of everything that happens in your donation grids, and that can be forever. The system works very similar to the saying, give and you shall receive. In this system, you first have to give, you donate first, then you share, and then you receive. You always keep donating if you want to keep receiving, but the great thing is you always receive 3 times more than you're donating. But it literally can carry on forever. So you are building something here, not for yourself, but also for your grandkids. Impact 101 is based on a 2x2 grid process system, what's called a follow me system. It's the most successful used system in history. It's used by a lot of companies, but it is the most simple and effective system out there. It basically means that anybody you introduce personally follows you throughout the life of your grids, and they follow you in every grid. So they constantly keep donating to you. So you don't need to go out and find thousands of people, but you do need to go out and find a few at least. Impact 101 is a team crowdfunding system, so that means it's not you alone on your own efforts. You get help from above, from people you've introduced and people they introduce. And you can literally receive donations seconds after registering. So it's based on a peer-to-peer team crowdfunding system. Now, this is one of the most important points that I saw straight away. I'm fed up of being let down by company after company that has my money when everything's great, going well. Yes, you can draw your money out, but as soon as something goes wrong, they've got your money and there's nothing you can do. Peer-to-peer team crowdfunding doesn't rely on any company to pay or to donate to you. It is literally one person sending you a direct donation direct to your banking method that you choose to receive it by. So it's person to person, doesn't go through a company. And there's the key difference between this company, Impact 101, and most of those crowdfunding platforms that I showed you that are on the internet. All those companies on the internet are in it for one reason, to make a profit. How do they make the profit? They charge you a percentage of each donation. Not 1 penny of the donation that you send from one person to another in Impact 101 goes to the company at all. So 100% of the donations are immediately assigned to the beneficiary, which is you. So Impact 101 provides you with an easy to navigate, totally automated, feature-rich dashboard, a website in real time that allows you to monitor your donations literally second by second. And it is the technology behind this company that is really pushing this forward. So how do you get started? Well, the only money that you ever pay to the company is your license fee. There's 2 options, either $25 for 6 months or $40, which is discounted best value for 1 year. Now, you can pay that either through PayPal with a credit card or a debit card, through Stripe with Visa or MasterCard, Dashcoin, Bitcoin, or there is a token system. Once you've paid that, the next thing to do is to pick your grid or grids. I would recommend, if you can really afford it, there is a video just being produced about the difference between starting, say, with 1 grid or starting, say, with 3 or 5 grids. I actually started with 5 grids and now have 6. But all I can tell you is the higher the grids that you have, the faster and quicker you will receive those donations. So as soon as you paid your license fee, you now choose the grids or grids that you want, pick those grids, and then you add the methods you wish to receive donations by. Now, my advice to you is choose as many methods as you can. The more methods you choose, the easier it is for people to send you a donation. So you can choose to have to receive donations by PayPal, by Bitcoin, by Bankwire. We have ORU, which is a brilliant system, Uphold, TransferWise. You can open up any of those accounts and you are up and running. The more you have, the easier it is for somebody to send you a donation. Once you've set that up, the only thing left to do now is to donate. You always donate to 2 people. As an example, on the $40 grid, each level or grid amount is split half and half. Half goes to one person, half goes to another. Once you've donated to those 2 people, you are up and running and ready to go. Now, these are the grids. These are the 8 grids in total. Obviously, if you want, you can start with all 8 grids. Each grid you can see there starts off as the minimum $40, then it goes 80, 150, 300, 600, 1200, 2,400, and the top one, 4,800. Now, all these grids can be run at exactly the same time. You can only ever have 1 grid open at each level, but you can, as I said, start with more than 1 grid. If you can afford it, my advice is start with at least the 40, the 80, and the 150. They all work in exactly the same way. You are always the top of your grid, and there are 6 positions below you. Those positions can be filled from people above you, dropping in from your sponsor. It could be from you. It could be from the people you have introduced or the people your sponsor introduced. Either way, you get 3 times what you've donated on each grid level. So take the $40 grid. You've donated $40, 20 to one person, 20 to another, and you're now eligible to receive back 6 times $20, which is $120. So you have received 3 times what you've donated, exactly the same on the $80 grid, the $150 grid. But ask yourself this question: would you rather be receiving donations, as an example, on the $300 grid of $150 a time, or donations of $20 a time? You're doing exactly the same. The good thing is, the more grids you have open, the more chances each day that you will receive a donation. And some of those donations, as you can see, go up to as 2,400 per donation on the 8th grid. Imagine just receiving 2 or 3 donations like that in a month. And then on top of that, you've got all the other grids as well. Sometimes you can be completing a grid as a $40 grid 2 or 3 times a day. So amazing system. That money direct into your bank account. It's your money. You can do whatever you want with it. So let's just run through that process. First of all, you register with your license fee, $25. Once you've registered, then you need to become an active member. So there's you at the top. Let's say your goal is now introduce 2 people. Let's say you've introduced Sue on the left and Bill on the right. And now you just work with Sue and Bill and help them do exactly the same. Help Sue find 2 people. So in this example, Sue finds Sally and Jack, and Bill finds Tom and Dan on the right there. At that point, that grid has finished. It's returned you 3 times what you started with, whatever level of grid it was. You've received back 3 times what you've donated. Now, just let me run through that again. We'll take the $40 grid. There's you. You now donate $20 to your sponsor and $20 to somebody else, and now you're eligible to receive donations back to you. Let's say you introduce Sue. Sue donates $20 to you and $20 to your sponsor. and let's say now Bill drops in. Now that could be you introducing Bill, or it could be your sponsor introduced Bill. It doesn't matter either case. Bill donates $20 to you and $20 to your sponsor. At that point, you have broken even. You donated $40 and now received $40 back. Let's say now Sue introduces Sally. Sally donates $20 to Sue and $20 to you, and Sue now introduces her second person, Jack. Or as an example, it could be you that introduced that person before Sue even had a chance to. Doesn't matter, it could be your sponsor. Either way, Jack donates $20 to Sue and $20 to you, and at that point you are now $40 up on what you've donated. In fact, no, you're not. You're now $80. Now Bill introduces Tom. Tom donates $20 to Bill and $20 to you, and now Bill introduces Dan. Dan donates $20 to Bill, $20 to you. At that point, you have received $120. You donated $40. You can do that again and again and again. As soon as you finish that grid, it automatically opens up a brand new grid for you. As long as you've introduced 2 people in that grid, then you are qualified, and you can do that again and again and again as many times as you want. So the key here is 2 people, and work with those 2 people. And as long as those 2 people, it could be the same 2 people, follow you up on each grid level, you can complete that grid and do it again and again as many times as you want. So there are the 8 grids in total in one picture. You can see there the level 1, you give or donate $40, $20 to one person, $20 to another. You're now eligible to receive 6 times that back, $20, which is $120. And you can have all 8 grids open. That's your objective. It doesn't matter where you start. If you really could not afford, as an example, start on the 3 grids, then start on 1 grid. The one good thing about this is it doesn't matter whether you start in 1 grid, 4 grids, 6 grids, or 8 grids. It'll be the only time you'll be out of pocket. From that point on, it is a completely self-funding system. It completely funds it for you to upgrade, at any level. I, as I said, started off on the 5 levels. How did I do that? I started with the previous company with $250. That was the only amount I ever donated, and that has just completely funded, not only in that system, but in this system now, exactly the same thing. Never put my hand in my pocket since. It completely self-funds itself. So does it matter your background? No, it doesn't matter what your background is, your previous experiences. My only advice is get some help on, listen to the trainings before, especially if you're brand new, before you start. To me, it's like if you were going to start a brand new job tomorrow, that employee wouldn't allow you to go and get to work without giving you some basic training. This impact system is designed for success. It's a fully automated system. It will help you fill your donation grids quickly. It does most of the work for you and the explaining for you. You don't need to explain this. In fact, totally the opposite. Do not think you need to understand this to be able to go out and explain it to people. You actually become more dangerous. The more knowledgeable people become, the more dangerous they become, because they think that they are good then to go and explain it to people. This system can create an endless stream of donations to you. And as I said, this is very early days right now. I think we're 11 weeks in, and we are now in 132 countries. Absolutely amazing. So as a member, you have complete access to the entire system. This includes a fully customized and personalized mobile landing page that you can send out to people. It has everything they need to understand this, including the videos in various languages, and the site now is being translated. I think the first 2 languages are likely to come on. We might see Spanish very soon, I think any day now, and then Hindi, and then Chinese, and all the other languages will be coming on soon. And I can tell you now, I don't think there's one other company that I know of, unless you can correct me, that has any of their site in another language other than Impact101. So this will be the first what I call crowdfunding platform that will be translated into practically every language in the world. You get your own personalized website, just like this one, where people can get more information and join your team. A state-of-the-art back office, which tracks all of your donation grids, your team, and your donations in real time. Help and support from team of leaders. We do these calls to help you just invite your people on, brand new people on, to allow them to ask any questions. And this system is designed for success, to get you the results you want and many people deserve. It's working for thousands of people all over the world, in every country now, in 132 countries. So we are just beginning. So reach out to the person that asked you onto this call, and just ask people a very simple question. I always use a third-party approach. I ask people, can you help me? Do you know anybody that needs or wants more money right now? If they come back and say, me, I do, I just ask them another question. Do you know at least 2 other people that need or want more money right now? And then I literally share my mobile landing page or my replicated website page, which has the videos on. I ask them a question. Would they watch a video? The best video I would recommend to give people now is the 3-minute video. That really sums up what this is about very quickly. And I will just call that person back once to ask them 2 questions. 1, if I sent it by email, I'll ask them, did they get my email? And 2, did they watch the video? Now, if they come back with, as an example, I've had people that said to me, I haven't had time. Listen, if somebody hasn't got time to watch a 3-minute video, I haven't got time to waste on them. If they say that to me, I just say, look, you know, when you're serious, go and watch that video. And if you want to know more, you call me. I haven't got time to chase you. It's what somebody taught me is posture. I will not chasing anybody. It's up to them. If they want to seriously change their situation, their financial situation, or they need, and they have a real desire to change things, then they need to watch that video. If somebody has watched that video, I just ask them, do they want to know more? And what is the more? Well, one of the things you can do is send them to some of the videos, the training videos on our website, send them to one of these calls or other calls that other people do. And all you do is just keep repeating that process over and over again. The more you say it, the more confident you'll get with it. Really work hard to get your first registration, because once you've got one, that gives you the momentum to find others. You get a full resource suite in various languages. The videos are now in most main languages. There's more to come. You can see your donations to send. You can see your completed grids, the donations you need to confirm and donations you need to receive. And there's a complete donation received and paid history. Everything is above board. Everything is legal. Your donations are taxable. Some people say, you know, is this anything like gifting? No, it's not. Gifting is, as it says, it's a gift is a gift, and that you have actually paid the tax on this. But this is taxable. It is a donation. There are videos every step of the way as well. This is the donation grids explained, and there's a video there if you don't prefer to watch a video rather than reading. And you get a fully configurable mobile marketing solution, not just for Impact101. There's 2 actually included in the $25 for 6 months or the $40 for a year. And these are sold to existing companies for $250 each a year. So there's $500 worth of brilliant product here that you get for free. And this is a product that you not only promote Impact101, but you can also promote any other business you might have, whether it be a hairdresser's, car sales, whatever it is you are in. You can promote that using your personalized mobile landing page. So get back to the person that invited you on this call. Have a big reason for doing this. I don't know what your reason is. Everybody has different reasons, whatever they are, but dream big, have a goal, and give yourself some ambition. Learn this system. All you do basically is make a list of all your contacts, contact them, show them a video, and follow up. Follow up is the most important bit, and work as a team. This is a team effort. We're all helping each other. As the name suggests, crowdfunding. It's a crowd of people helping each other, and everybody benefits from everybody else's help. We have regular calls here. The next call I'll be doing is on Tuesday evening. My advice is get your team to support these calls, because it amazes me when one of your team wants you to speak to one of their people, and yet they often don't come onto these calls, and yet they expect these calls every week. Really, I don't need to do these calls. They're recorded. I can do these myself with my own team. I'm doing these to support your people, so your people need to support these calls, because to be honest, if they're not supported, we don't need to do them, really. Colin Simmons also does a call. He does actually 2 calls on a Thursday, 11 a.m. in the morning and 8 p.m. at night. So there's 2 calls on a Thursday. The 11 a.m. is mainly for people in America to help them. And Bruce Lamb, a very good friend of mine, he's about to start regular calls as well. So that's the end of the presentation. I'm going to stop sharing now and come back to you guys. And if anybody has any questions, now's your chance. Just unmute yourself and you're quite welcome to ask any questions. It is a questions and answers call. But I just want to talk about tonight just 6 things that you need to be successful. First thing is motivated. You need to get motivated every day. Anybody that's ever been to see a motivational speaker, you come away from there feeling very motivated, but it soon goes flat when you come back down to reality. It's a bit like having a hot bath. You need a bath every day, but the bath goes cold, but you still have a bath every day. Same thing with motivation. You need to motivate and rekindle that motivation every day. You need to have a vision for your life. The root word of motivation is motive. The definition of motive is a reason to act. So you need to give yourself a reason, a vision. Without a vision, you're not going to get motivated. And that vision needs to be big. Once you've got your vision and your motivation, you then need to fuel passion, because much of motivation is emotional. I don't know how that works, but one thing I do know is emotion is a powerful force. And you need to get emotional or feel the emotion about what the reason is that you are doing this. And then you need to work hard to get results, because once you get results, that motivates you even more to get more results. So work hard on getting the results, especially in the beginning. I don't know whether you've seen on the site, but we have a 90-day action plan. The reason for that is because we understand that once you see a result, that motivates you even more to work even harder. And it's like a pump when you're pumping water. At first it's very difficult, and then it gets easier and easier. And always put good materials out in your mind. I can't say this enough. You need to listen to tapes, self-development, motivational tapes regularly to keep your self in the right frame of mind with the right attitude, and ride the momentum when it comes, because when you hit momentum, that's when it really starts. In other words, once you find somebody, once you get a result and you find somebody that is as motivated as you, that motivates me, and that's what really pushes me. I really get excited when somebody comes on a call with a brand new person that has watched a video and is asking me to answer questions. That's what motivates me, when I can hear the excitement in somebody's voice. So once you get motivated by a result, keep that momentum going. That is the time to really put your foot down on the accelerator and move fast forward. So I hope that helps with anybody. My main advice with recruiting is keep it really, really simple. As I said, all I do is ask a simple question. I actually don't ask it direct. I always use a third-party approach. I would always say, as an example, if I'm speaking to a friend of mine, John, I'd just phone him up, have a chat with him, ask him how he is, ask him how his family and kids are. And during the conversation, I would just say, by the way, John, I wonder, could you help me? I'm looking for people who need or want more money right now. Do you know anybody? And then wait. That is the hardest thing. Wait for him to give you an answer. You don't know what that person's going to say. And that is the hardest thing to do, to be silent and wait for John, as an example, to come back. He's either going to say, I can't think of anybody. And if he does, that tells you one thing. He's not looking for or wanting to receive or make more money right now, which is fine. You just say to him, that's fine, but listen, if you do come across anybody, here's my number, or if you're with a total stranger, give them a business card, or you've got a mobile app there, a landing page there, give them that, and just ask them that if they meet anybody that does need or want more money, ask them to give you a call. That's it. End of conversation. Thank them for the time and end of call. If somebody says, well, I might be interested, what is it? Do not be tempted to say it's Impact 101 or it's crowdfunding or anything like that, because as soon as you say that, they're going to ask you, what's that? Explain how that works. So the least you say, the easier it is for you, actually. So as soon as somebody says to me, what is it? I just say, give me your email, I'll send you a video. And I'll tell them, as an example, it's a 3-minute video. When do you think you'll be able to watch it? Now, Colin Simmons, he's not on the call tonight. I know he's with his mum tonight because it is Mother's Day in the UK. I asked him a question. I said, Colin, when do you think you'll be able to watch that video? This is what he said to me. I'll watch it right now. I said, I'll call you back in 15 minutes. That's exactly what happened. I called him back 15 minutes later. Colin, do you want to know more? He said, I want to get started. His words were to me, could you do a call with a couple of guys if I get them to watch that video and I bring them onto a webinar, could we do that now? And I said, yes. By the end of that first day, I can tell you Colin Simmons had in his bank, he started that morning, that afternoon, 3 o'clock, with a total outlay of $250. By the end, by 8 o'clock in the evening, he had $750 in his bank and 10 people in his business. That's what I call taking massive action. And can you imagine how motivated Colin was? In fact, Colin hasn't stopped to this day. He's still as motivated to this day as that first day when he started. So massive action straight away. That's the key. And don't take your foot off the pedal. Keep consistency. That is the key. I don't know whether anybody's got any questions. Let me just have a look at the chat room. No questions in the chat room. If anybody wants to unmute themselves, you're quite welcome to. Now is your chance. Unmute yourself, ask a question, or type it in the chat box if you are too embarrassed to open up your mic. But just to give you some idea, I don't know whether everybody's watched the 3-minute video. I honestly think, I've seen the results in the last few days from that 3-minute video, and especially the video that explains why it's better to come in with 3 grids rather than maybe 1 or 2. Brilliant videos. Total completed donations now, last figure, is nearly $1.3 million of donations. Total views to the website, it's nearly 3.2 million views to the website. And now, let's be realistic, guys. This company is literally just 11 weeks old. That is phenomenal. Imagine what this is going to be like in another 6 months or another 12 months. This is so right at the beginning. So my advice is take massive action now. Don't wait for other people. Do it yourself, and wait till you see what the result's going to be like in another month's time, another 2 months' time. Hope that helps. If nobody's got any questions, nobody wants to ask any question, I thank everybody for their time tonight. I'm going to go and spend more time with my mother. She's here. It is Mother's Day. So if you're celebrating Mother's Day, go and enjoy it. make the most of time with your parents. They're not around forever. So thanks everybody, and I hope to hear you on Tuesday night. Thanks.
Can I just say something?
Yeah, of course you can, JJ. Hi.
Hi, good evening. I've just been through the company video from yesterday, the 30th. It's in your back office. Absolutely mind-boggling. So go on to anybody and watch it. It really is. Absolutely. It'll help enormously in terms of finding people. So just a heads up. Yeah, and that's are you talking, JJ, about the team call yesterday? With yes. Yeah.
Absolutely brilliant testimonials there.
Yeah. I missed it, so I watched it, and I absolutely, out of this world, I was writing notes furiously.
Yeah, brilliant. And that 3-minute video that John has done, which I think is going to be improved even more, absolutely brilliant. Just what we needed, really did. Punchy, straight to the point. You know, the fact of those figures alone in the first 10 weeks, it's unbelievable. There is no other company that I know of that has done anything like these figures in history. And, you know, he's not just saying that. I mean, if anybody can tell me of any other company that has grown in a faster rate than this company in 132 countries in that short a time, I want to know about it.
Well, very good. I like your presentations, mate. Thanks very much, Duncan.
You're welcome. Okay. Thanks very much, everybody, and have a good night, whatever you're doing.
Good night, all.
Good night.
Thanks, Duncan.
You're welcome. Good night.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good night, everybody.
No, Duncan. Thank you.
Duncan.
Bye now.